The U.S. government is sitting on a staggering $1 billion in unclaimed money, and recovery agents are using a little-known loophole to claim it. This loophole is so powerful that it's allowing agents to recover millions of dollars in surplus funds every year. But what exactly is this loophole, and how can you use it to recover money that's owed to you? The answer lies in the way government agencies handle unclaimed assets. When an asset is abandoned or unclaimed, it's typically turned over to the state or federal government. But here's the shocking part. The government doesn't always make it easy for people to claim their own money. In fact, it's estimated that over 50 million unclaimed properties are currently being held by government agencies, with billions of dollars in unclaimed funds. One of the most surprising facts about surplus recovery is that it's not just limited to individuals. Businesses and organizations can also have unclaimed assets, such as abandoned bank accounts or unclaimed tax refunds. In fact, a recent study found that over 25% of businesses have unclaimed assets, with an average value of $10,000. That's a significant amount of money that could be recovered using the surplus funds loophole. But how do recovery agents actually use this loophole to claim surplus funds? It starts with research and investigation. Agents use specialized software and databases to track down unclaimed assets and identify the rightful owners. They then work with government agencies to verify the ownership of the assets and facilitate the recovery process. It's a complex and time-consuming process, but one that can be highly lucrative for those who know how to use the loophole. For example, a recovery agent might discover that a person has an abandoned bank account with $5,000 in it. The agent would then contact the bank and verify the ownership of the account, before working with the government to recover the funds. It's a win-win situation. The agent gets a fee for their services, and the individual gets the money that's rightfully theirs. But here's the thing. The surplus funds loophole is not just limited to abandoned bank accounts. It can also be used to recover unclaimed tax refunds, forgotten inheritances, and even unclaimed insurance benefits. In fact, a recent study found that over 10% of taxpayers are owed unclaimed tax refunds, with an average value of $2,000. That's a significant amount of money that could be recovered using the surplus funds loophole. As the stakes get higher, the need for expert guidance becomes clear. Surplus recovery agents have the expertise and resources to track down unclaimed assets and facilitate the recovery process. They know how to navigate the complex web of government agencies and bureaucracies, and how to use the surplus funds loophole to recover the maximum amount of money possible. But don't just take our word for it. The numbers speak for themselves. In 2020, surplus recovery agents recovered over $500 million in unclaimed funds, with an average recovery amount of $10,000. That's a staggering amount of money, and one that could be yours for the taking. So what's the next step? If you think you might have unclaimed assets or surplus funds owed to you, it's time to take action. You can start by researching surplus recovery agents and learning more about the surplus funds loophole. You can also contact government agencies directly to inquire about unclaimed assets or surplus funds. But be warned, the surplus funds loophole is not a guaranteed thing. It takes time, effort, and expertise to recover surplus funds, and there are no guarantees of success. However, for those who are willing to take the risk, the rewards can be significant. In fact, some recovery agents have reported recoveries of over $100,000 using the surplus funds loophole. That's a life-changing amount of money, and one that could be yours for the taking. So don't wait any longer. Subscribe to learn how to recover money the government owes you.